my name is Lyric, my pronouns are they, them, and I'm going to be talking about my second gender clinic appointment. Yeah. Honestly, all the questions that I was asked could have been asked via email, so that was frustrating because I do have to travel pretty much an hour and a half each way to get there, and the appointment was like 20 minutes. But I understand that it's so busy, and it's free in Canada, so, well, at least for most, I think. I don't know. Anyway, I met my doctor. I already forget his name, but he seems really good. He clearly has worked with many trans people before. When I was talking to him, he very much understood what was going on. He asked for my pronouns, and when I said they, them, he didn't bat an eye or anything. I'm sure he's seen many other non-binary people. So really the questions were, he asked about my home situation, like where I'm living, who I'm living with, if they're supportive, and if I have other friends, like a support network around my home. So I said, like, my family has all been very supportive, especially my mom, who I live with. And then he asked about, like, my gender background, like, times in my life that make me, like, feel like I validate my transness, sort of. He didn't word it like that. I can't remember how he worded it. And then, like, when my light bulb moment was, really. So I talked about different times in my childhood. Like, when I was 2, I cut all my hair off. And I think when I was 12, I let my family know that I'd never be pregnant. I'd never have a kid. Like, if I was gonna have a kid, it'd be adopted. And they just said, you know, you'll change your mind eventually, because most people don't want kids until they want kids. But I still will never want a biological kid. And I know that. And the fact that I still feel that way makes me feel good. Trying to think of other things I mentioned, but I'm not sure. He asked about, like, what I want medically going forward, so I talked about tea. Wow, the bags under my eyes are really dark. Sorry, got distracted. He asked about tea, testosterone. Well, he asked about what I wanted, and I mentioned testosterone and top surgery. And then he asked if there are any permanent side effects from top surgery that I wouldn't like, and I realized that I hadn't researched that much, so I let him know that, and then he showed me a site. And the only thing I'm really worried about would be acne and hair loss, but even with those, the pluses definitely outweigh the negatives, so I'm not too worried. So I will let him know that next time. He also asked about my sexuality. So I said I was asexual, but I, like, can have romantic feelings towards pretty much anyone. And then he was like, do you have a word for that? And I was like, the internet calls it panromantic. And he said, I knew you'd have a word for it. That was kind of funny. He said people under 25 tend to have more words for the things that they're trying to talk about. Yeah, and that was pretty much it. He kind of talked about what we would be talking about in the next meetings, so maybe I'll, like, write out stuff ahead of time so that I'm more prepared. But it really seems like the next couple appointments are just talking to him and not really anything much else. Which is a little frustrating, but I'm taking steps to move forward, and that's what matters. Yeah. So, thanks for listening. I hope you have a good day. and hang in there.